up, you guys? How you doing today? Well, baby, if you are Tamar Braxton, your Love and War tour, you might have just put in jeopardy clout chasing Chrisean. Chrisean. Now listen, Chrisean Rock. What am I talking about? I'm sure you guys have heard what is going on right now and what that happened between Chrisean Rock, Tamar's best friend, and Charles. Her best friend is Troy. He is also the creative director of her tour. Why is that important? Because right now, Chrisean Rock is on the run for assaulting a man. We now have more information. That man is still in the hospital. Of course, we're going to go into detail about that. But we're also going to say one thing. Tamar is or could be liable. And people are now urging Troy, who is Tamar's best friend, who is the creative director, who is all that of the show, to calm down because they're saying that he could destroy everything that Tamar built. Troy clapped back and said, baby, Tamar, I might not have sang Love and War, but baby, this is my show too. And you must be out your mind if you think I'm going to be quiet when somebody assaults and breaks open somebody's head of people that we love. Y'all, there's a lot going on. Let's get into this, right? First, let's start with the obvious, okay? If you guys don't know what's going on, let me just bring you up to speed really, really quick because it's actually super, super, super sick, okay, that this would even happen. Chrisean, by the way, is remorseless. She is remorseless, but the person that looks like they could stand the most to lose again is Tamar Braxton. All right. So if you guys don't know, and this is directly from an eyewitness, they said that this show was in LA. Tamar invited a lot of people to show up with her on stage because, you know, that's how you get clout. That's how you do everything else. They said Tamar had a show Friday night in Los Angeles. Like her previous one, she invited some special guests to hit the stage as well. Now pay attention to this because all this goes to show why Tamar seems to be hiding. Now, she could be hiding because she's scary, right? She's always been scary. And again, I'm not a fighty eater, baby. I'll be hiding behind the fence, the FBI, the police, security, right? That's my favorite word. But this is unusual for Tamar to be so quiet after this happened because, you know, Tamar, she's always posting on something, always in Instagram, always in the shade room comments. The fact that somebody was assaulted and she is quiet as a mouse. Anyway, they said the source told them that when it came time for Chrisean's song to be played, they couldn't find her and had to move on. She was out in front trying to get a friend in her show. Now, lots of people, including Troy, that is a gentleman you're going to hear from later, is saying that Chrisean was smelling like Zazu. She seemed drunk. She seemed inebriated. She seemed like regular Chrisean, right? They said Chrisean had no clue she missed an opportunity for her song to be played. That's very important. And went backstage to inquire about what had happened. She went into Tamar's room and spoke to one of the men working the stage, which was James Wright. If you guys don't know who James Wright is, he is a sweetheart. Everybody loves him. He is the man that used to review Patty's pies, you know, Patti LaBelle's sweet potato pies. He is a sweetheart. He brings joy to a lot of people, and he's a very gentle soul, right? They're saying that while James was talking, James was saying like, yo, like, calm down. Like, you don't got to speak about that, blah, 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 blah. Out of nowhere, Chrisean allegedly punched him in the face several times because she thought his explanation was a lie. Troy saying that Chrisean was like, lie to me again, lie to me again. I will say one thing, right? Chrisean, I don't even say she needs to slow down. She is on the run. The police are looking for her right now. Troy is going to press charges. He seems to be implying that Tamar is begging him to not because this puts Tamar in a bad situation because of her own alleged actions. But at the end of the day, she got a new baby. That baby is, I give it, it's going to be taken a year. I know I have room in my heart for Chrisean because I want an underdog to win. But at a certain point, and that's why you got to get away. Sometimes whatever evil eats you up and you become the demon yourself. The fact that you've been so much around whatever that somebody comes to you in peace. Afterwards, she posted some bragging stuff and then showed a bunch of big diamond rings all over her fingers that she used to crack this man's head all the way open. And she literally was bragging with no remorse. Listen, she's turning into a real life example of when keeping it real goes wrong. They said what was even more shocking and telling is that Tamar was in the room. Tamar was in the room. Now, why is Tamar being so quiet? I have a theory that is based on things that I've heard, and it would explain why Tamar is being so quiet for something that happened in her tour to one of her friends. Okay, so then Chrisean, being the mess she is, y'all can't explain this with Chrisean. She is turning into Dave Chappelle when keeping it real goes wrong. Because somebody's saying something that you don't like, you think the way to solve that is to literally crack their head open? She said, I don't get disrespectful till you get disrespectful. Chrisean, grow the F up. This is not Bad Girls Club. You got a baby, you got a career, you the sole provider, and you out here literally pretending to be Princess from Crime Mob, knucking you buck. And even Princess knew when it was time to knuck and when it was time to buck. Anyway, Troy posted, I just want to let y'all know that girl, Chrisean, y'all keep hyping up, assaulted James Wright Channel, or is it Chanel, at Tamar's concert tonight. James is in the hospital. I swear I will do everything to make sure she goes to prison. She is trash, and that's why her life is the way it is. She deserves every bad thing that happens to her. He also put, this lady is a disgusting pig, and I'm trying to make sure she goes to jail. You do not come to my show. Keep that in your head because it's very important. And attack people. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure she pays for assaulting James. She's going to prison. I am so disgusted. Okay. Now, the funny thing is, and not by funny, but he also posts this on the story. I hope everything bad that's supposed to happen to her does. Everyone has worked their booties off to make this tour happen. And for Chrisean to come and assault James, I'm at a loss of words. Now, here's the thing about when it gets deep. About when, honestly, Tamar knew and when Tamar didn't know, and how Tamar is set to lose it all, because, baby, it sounds like Tamar is actually the one that is liable. They said, Troy, not James, I'm sorry, Troy, it's other ways to handle this in a professional way. Coming to social media like this is not the way to go. Now, I was like, what? Why couldn't you, after you saw your friends be split open by a vicious person, why wouldn't you do that? Doing stuff like this is only going to hurt Tamar. Of course, we all want the best for James, and Chrisean will get what's coming to her. Please be professional in the situation. Handle in a different manner. And I said, why the F would you be telling someone to handle something in a different manner? And why would this hurt Tamar? Because if you see the video of Chrisean was on stage at the Love and War. First of all, it's obvious. You know what? Let's get to what he's saying, and I'm going to explain it all to you. Let me cut straight to his rant he went on, and we're going to break it down. Let's go. Meet me after the jump.
I don't even care at this point. Whoever want to get mad at me can get mad at me.
All right, now let's take this from the top, because this is a very important piece of information, which means that these rumors that Tamar is going to be liable in some way because of her mistake. The way this is, Troy, he seems to be the creative director, the tour manager. He's the person behind the Love and War tour. He is also Tamar's best friend. The way he said, whoever want to get mad at me, right? Whoever want to get mad at me can get mad at me. Who else would be mad at him except for Tamar for doing something that could put her tour in jeopardy? Not only that, there's people in the comments, like we showed before, trying to tell him to calm down because this is really, really going to hurt Tamar.
Y'all got to stop. First of all, let me tell you about this ghetto, disgusting gutter butt. I don't even want to call her a girl.
Really quick, I also want to say thank you to Troy for not cursing in the video. I hate having to cut out profanity from videos. Woo! You getting your point across without using a curse word. But let's continue. Okay, fine, let's continue.
First of all, she's trash. She should have never been at my show. So she come to Tamar concert, which I planned, and I will say that.
Now, this is also important to remember. He said, which I planned, right? And I'm not ashamed to say that. So when he said he planned for her to show up, he knew that she was going to show up. However, interestingly enough, he never extended an invitation for her to perform in any way, shape, or manner. Neither did James. However, as you'll see later on, Chrisean was under the impression that she was going to perform. Where did she get that idea? Everybody's saying it's Tamar, and they're saying that's why Tamar is being so quiet.
Drunk with 1,000 people, smelling like weed, looking dumb, okay? And so apparently she makes music. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? And apparently she wanted to drop a beat. So she was mad that she didn't get to perform. I didn't know she was a performer.
Again, he is taking responsibility for extending an invitation, but he truly, at least according to him, did not know that Chrisean was a performer. Maybe her name was passed along to him from Tamar's people, like, oh, let's see if we can get her in, because, right now, anything that Chrisean steps into goes viral. Again, Tamar clout chasing. Now, again, I'm not implying that Tamar is responsible and knew that Chrisean was going to assault that man, James. I'm not saying that. I am saying that the reason the altercation happened is because people are saying that Tamar, because she was clout chasing Chrisean, invited her and told her she could perform. And that's why Chrisean was under the wrong thing. Again, do you see how this is Tamar's tour? It is liability. Also, if you know that Chrisean be fighting people, that's all she does in the Zeus Network. She is well known for doing all that stuff. She just was like, what, dragging Jade and Alexis? Tamar, if you knew this and you invited this person, why didn't you have adequate security? Why didn't you make sure your people were protected? But let's keep going.
And even if I did know she was a performer, she was not getting on the stage that everybody has worked their ass off to make.
Again, notice how he said the stage that everybody has worked their booty off. Not just Tamar, but him, James, and so many other people. Again, it looks like he's not directly calling her out, but he blames Tamar, at least from what I see. Tell me if you think I'm wrong, for this happening. And again, I will say, how come Tamar hasn't made a statement? Miss, I got something to say about everyone, everything. She had more to say about Jeezy and Jenny divorcing than her friend getting assaulted.
So first of all, y'all see the video. She was up there, a drunk fool. Okay? So now Cardi took your man upset because she didn't get to perform. So again, y'all saw her show her dumb ass during Love and War. She ruined the song. She ruined the concert. She ruined the moment. So then
again, the fact that she was walking around jumping on to your final, that is Tamar's song. That is the finale. The fact that she interrupted your finale to do whatever on stage, why would she be doing that unless she felt comfortable enough that you were inviting her? But two, even if, let's just say it's like, okay, Tamar didn't personally tell her that she was going to perform. Also, at that point, Tamar, because you told her, you guys saw that she was needed security. You guys saw that she was inebriated. And people are saying Tamar knows what she promised Chrisean. Again, don't get me wrong. Tamar is not responsible for the way Chrisean acted. However, she is legally liable. I think these rumors might be true because, again, why is she quiet as a church mouse?
Go backstage and she is upset. Okay? Because she didn't get to perform her ringtone. So she storms in Tamar's dressing room with 1,000 people. Okay? And everybody's like, nobody knew you were supposed to perform a song. We didn't even know that you made music. We thought you was on Zeus.
Now, don't forget that Tamar was in the dressing room when she stormed in, and she was quiet, sitting on mute. Again, I believe Troy when he says that he didn't invite her to perform. Charles ain't invite her. I'm sorry, James ain't invite her to perform. So who's left? Who's left? Yeah, Miss Braxton.
Right? So everybody's trying to calm her down. She's in there rough, like a dungeon dragon, right? So then James is like, oh, it wasn't on purpose. Like, nobody tried to, like, shade you. We didn't know that you were supposed to sing. She like, lie again. And James like, no, nobody knew. And she hit James right in his face. chipped James' tooth. James' face is bloody. James is at the hospital right now because his nose will not stop bleeding. She's going to prison. And I promise you, and we can cancel all this shit right now.
Again, he keeps saying the same facts that my sources have said. She was invited to show up. Tamar was clout chasing, okay? She wasn't invited to perform, but they were going to play her song and bring her on stage. And I guess she could walk around and lip sync and then go. There were other special guests. Chrisean was being messy, inebriated, just being a mess. And she missed her chance to come on stage. The stage has time. You can't be late. There's cues. You got to be out of the stadium by a certain time. Why would they mess all that up for one person that was busy being a mess? Now, also, again, I keep beating this into... You see how he said, I don't care if this whole show gets done. Doesn't this look like the people that Tamar's people are saying that Tamar's trying to get him to quiet down because at the end of the day, she's worried because she actually legally is liable, even though, of course, she ain't want nothing to happen to James. But y'all get what I'm saying.
You don't come to nobody's show. Everybody has worked their behind off to make this tour amazing. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have a lot of... So never will I ever let anyone get away coming to anything that anybody I know and care about plan and work hard for and assault them, and I'm letting it go. So I want everybody to let Chrisean know, whoever she is and whatever she does, I'm coming for every coin she has. And y'all know me, I'm not going to stop. I can't stop, won't stop Rockefeller Records. You do not come to my show and assault people that are working on my show. Okay? I might not have sang Love and War, but I'm the only reason everybody heard it tonight.
Y'all, there you go. What do you think? It sounds to me like Tamar's trying to get them to quiet down because she is more responsible for creating the situation than she wants everyone to know. And there's some real ish going down. Or maybe she's being scary and she's afraid of Chrisean. And I don't mean to make it seem like Tamar is hiding in the shadows, but Chrisean is out of her MF mind. Regardless of what is going on, we stand with Troy. We believe Troy. Do you believe this theory? Again, nothing's been proven, but judging from what he said and the way Tamar's being so quiet and the way Chrisean was acting, I don't know. I tend to believe this is true. Shout out to James. I hope he gets better quickly. Chrisean, girl, you don't get no more tries. You are who you've shown us to be. And Tamar, oh no. We are going to need a statement from Ms. Tamar Braxton, ASAP.